just like a friend from back home.
This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio.
PHLV Radio.
Mula sa PHLV Radio, heto na ang Sari-Sara. Sari-saring kwento with Sarah Balabagan.
Magandang gabi, America! At ngayon po ay August 28 at 8 o'clock na po, 8:08 ng gabi na po dito sa California, mga kaibigan. At syempre po dyan sa Pilipinas, alam ko po ay busy-busy ang karamihan sapagkat ngayon po ay araw ng Sunday. At syempre, bukod sa busy sa paghahanda sa mga luluto ninyo para sa pananghalian, abay alam ko din po na busy kayo sa pag-attend o dahil araw ng Sunday ngayon, di ba? So, pag-attend ng mga marahil online services, o di kaya po, ewan ko kung pwede na dyan sa Pilipinas yung sa church mismo yung service. So, ayan mga kaibigan, ingat-ingat po tayo mga kaibigan dahil ang COVID-19 ay marami pa rin po na nakakalungkot dahil marami akong mga kakilala na yung mga kamag-anak nila, kaibigan nila, kapamilya nila ay pumanaw dahil sa COVID-19, yung iba ay dahil sa Delta. So mga kaibigan, patuloy pa rin mag-ingat at siyempre sumunod po tayo sa mga protocol. Ayan, yung huwag niyong kakalimutan pag umalis kayo ng bahay, yung pagsuot ng mask dahil nakakatulong din daw po yan para sa ating protection. So mga kaibigan, mga suki, follow po. At ngayon mga kaibigan, hindi po natin makakasama si Maring Celia Padsing dahil may biglaan natin importanteng dinner meeting. Talagang busy-busy ang ating kumare. But of course, kasama pa rin po natin ngayong araw na ito. At siya po ay talagang, thank God, available ang ating kumare o Maring Betsy Alano at siya po ay babaatin na sa atin. Mare?
Ay, isang magandang Friday evening. Ay, Sabado pala ba? Friday. Sorry po, take two tayo doon. Isang magandang Sabadong evening sa ating lahat at isang magandang umagang linggo sa Pilipinas. Bakit ba Friday iniisip ko? Feeling ko kasi parang Friday pa ngayon
Party ang nasa. Ano ba ginawa mo kapon ng Friday?
Hindi, nawala ako sa schedule. Schedule. Talaga yung isip ko talaga ngayon is parang Friday. Pero ano pala, Sabado tayo ngayon. And it's a full Saturday evening naman sa atin dito sa California. So, it's nice to see you again,
yes,
Mare.
Nako,
how is our week? Alam ko ang haba ng week natin.
At syempre, busy pa rin dito sa loob ng bahay. Mostly nasa bahay lang. Kanina lang kami lumabas at pinikap ko yung mga order ko online. Alam mo naman lahat for online na, no? At syempre, kinabahan si Mister. Ano naman yung mga pinikap ko? Ayan, mga kaibigan. Of course, mga kaibigan, mga suki, Mare, live pa rin pa po tayo ngayon sa ating YouTube channel. Ayan, PHLV Radio. Kung hindi nyo pa po nakapag-subscribe sa ating YouTube channel, mag-subscribe na po kayo. At live pa rin po tayo dito sa Facebook page natin. Kaya po yung mga nanonood ngayon, mag-comment po kayo. May very interesting at special guest po tayo ngayong araw na ito. Alam niyo po ba dito sa California ay magkakaroon ng recall election for governor, mga kaibigan. So abangan po natin sapagkat isa po sa mga kandidato for governor yung makakapanayan po natin maya-maya. Kilalanin natin siya, alamin natin ang kanyang mga plataforma at mga plano for California at ano mga ano yung mga thoughts niya sa mga nangyayari ngayon, especially nangyayari sa Afghanistan. So mamaya po makakasama natin siya live, syempre dito lamang sa PHLV Radio. Kaya po mga kaibigan, kung kayo po nanonood, don't forget to share our program sa Wongi, sa mga kaibigan niyo, mga kamag-anak niyo. Kung may mga kamag-anak kayo sa California, pakishare niyo po ang ating programa para magkaroon sila ng idea, makilala nila din ang ating guest ngayon. Kailan po ang election dito for governor recall, no? Ay yung po ay sa September 14, ang bilis, ano? So, September 14 na po yung mga kaibigan. Aywan ko sa iyo, Mare, pero sa akin, natanggap ko na yung aking, yung balota.
Wala pa yung
ayan,
ibang balota ng iba. Hindi ko alam bakit nagde-delay yung ating mga mails. Hindi natin alam, is it because of COVID? Kaya yung ibang mga letters natin, mga parcel, medyo nade-delay na. So, parang nafe-feel na natin yung pressure and the stress na talagang COVID, the variant Delta is really hitting California. Kasi nade-delay na tayo eh.
At binabasa ko yung mga kung sino-sino, yung mga kumakandidato. Alam niyo po, meron pong 46, no? Na tumatakbo for governor. Ang protocol nito, ang kailangan nito is, Maris, kailangan 50%, no? Kung 50% ang bumuoto ng no, para ma-recall si Governor Newsom, ay kung 50% ang bumoto ng no, ay hindi pa rin mapapalitan. Pero kapag may 50% ang bumoto ng yes, ayan, kung sino yung pinakamaraming boto dito sa mga tumatakbo ito, ay siya ang papalit kay Governor Newsom. So yan po ang mangyayari. Exciting. Kaya po, mag-involve po tayo, lalo na kung tayo po yung mga Filipino, of course, na pwede tayong bumoto, abay, gamitin po natin wisely ang pagboto natin. Ang ating boto ay mahalaga, mga kaibigan, dahil, kumbaga, lalo na sa panahon ngayon, kailangan maging maingat talaga tayo sa pagpili. Sino ba ang iboboto natin dahil nakasalalay sa kanila yung kinabukasan ng ating state o ng ating bansa. Kaya tingnan nyo naman po ang nangyayari ngayon, sa Afghanistan, nakakalungkot. Alam niyo po ba update sa Afghanistan? Ay, Mare, wala na.
Mare.
Ano na ngayon? Yung mga ang tawag yan, mga sundalo, even ang UK o Britain ay tinanggal na nila yung kanilang mga sundalo doon sa Kabul, sa Afghanistan. Pinull out na nila lahat na, Mare. O na daw, and even yung, of course, ang US natin,
ang US
wala na
natin,
rin.
Mare, nakalabas na ba? Kasi
yes,
last time, nung nakita ko sa news, over CNN, mukhang merong mga sundalo natin, mga US troops na parang na-stranded at hindi nakalabas. Tapos parang kinakausap nila na, to let them go out. And even yung mga ibang kababayan natin na mga Fil-Am na who got stuck there, and even yung mga American citizen ay parang ni-request ni President Biden na to give a leeway for them to come back here in the States. So, Mare, nakabalik na ba sila dito sa Amerika or they're still stuck in Afghanistan?
Well, nakabalik na sila. According dito sa report na natanggap na natin, kasi pina-follow po natin si Amir Charfati. Isa po siyang Messianic Jew, na talagang siya po yung isa sa mga pina-follow natin para sa mga updates sa mga nangyayari, sa Middle East, at katulad nito nangyayari sa Afghanistan. At napaka, yung mga information sometimes hindi pa lumalabas sa mga news, ang mga information na ina-update niya. Hindi po sa Facebook, hindi sa YouTube, dahil hindi niya pwedeng gawin yun kung hindi sa Telegram. Kaya nakukuha po natin yung mga updates. So according to him, yung nga po, ayon sa balita din, yun, wala na daw po, sarado na, wala na mga humanitarian sa Afghanistan. At sabi dito, yung kay Glenn Beck, sabi niya, the airport is finished, no more humanitarian flights, turn off your phone and find safe shelter. Kasi may mga naiwan pa rin po mga American doon, sa Afghanistan na hindi nakuha lahat. Yun na nakakalungkot. Sabi dito, will not be issuing any more updates as we and other go dark. We will not forget you, stay alive, and trust God and miracles. You will see them until then. PNF reminds you, look up, this is you, and will never leave you. Will never leave your side. Ito po, mga kaibigan, isa sa mga update na yun sa nangyayari sa Afghanistan.
This is Mari, this is total news blackout to. Total news blackout and total shutdown of Afghanistan na hindi natin malalaman ngayon kung anong mangyayari doon, anong mangyayari sa sa mga taga-Afghanistan at saka yung the civilian and the soldiers, right? Tapos kung wala tayong maririnig, wala tayong makikitang balita. Tama?
Ganun na nga, Mare. At the same time, Mare, no, yung ang nakakalungkot pa nito, nasa hawak na ng mga Taliban yung mga list ng mga tao na nag-work sa US government doon.
Oh my God, okay.
So, di ba, just imagine ano ang posibleng mangyari sa kanila. Kaya pananalangin po natin sila. At ito, ang Turkey, mga kaibigan, according dito sa report na ay tinanggap na yung offer ng Afghanistan kasi ang Afghanistan pala, Mare, is nag-offer sa Turkey for military and technological support, no? Kasi di ba ang daming naiwan doon na mga high-tech, no? Ang US. So ngayon nag-ask sila ng help sa Turkey at ito ay tinanggap naman ng Turkey, Mare. At sila ngayon ang mag-handle ng Turan yung Kabul airport ang Turkey. So yan po mga kaibigan.
So Turkey na magti-take over, ha? This is
for the Kabul airport lang yung siguro anong tawag noon? Pag handle ng airport.
I mean, when you say sila mag-handle, sila ang magma-manage sa incoming and outgoing flights, tama, Mars?
I think so, yes. Oo. Dahil siguro hindi
this will be total controlled by Turkey na.
At syempre, pero meron silang mga kasunduan. Ano ang kasunduan ng Turkey at ng Afghanistan o ng Taliban? Ito ay yung sabi dito. Number one na kasunduan, Turkey will recognize the Taliban as a legitimate government ng Afghanistan. At ang Turkey at saka Qatar, nag-join ng Qatar, Mare, will jointly run Kabul airport, silang dalawa pala. And Ankara will provide airport security through a private firm. So, yan mga kaibigan. Sabahan po natin ano pa yung mga posibleng mangyari. At patuloy po natin panalangin yung mga
major changes ang mangyayari na hindi natin alam
at
kung
yung
anong
mga
epekto.
Especially yung mga Kristiyano, Mare, yun na talaga matinding pinipersecute.
Nakakatakot
Mare.
din.
Kaya pag-pray po natin sila,
kasi Mare, nakita ko rin yung picture. I don't know kung nakita mo, kalat to sa social media. And then aside, yung nag-aagawan sila sa eroplano, nagtutulakan, nag-aagawan for them to take the plane na para makalabas ng Afghanistan. I don't know kung nakita mo yun sa social media. And then, habang nakikita ko, Mare, parang it breaks my heart na, my God, ultimo yung bata na parang na lang, kinarga, tapos ni-raise na lang ng, raising the kid up para lang makasakay ng eroplano. So, magulo. I could say wherever we are right now, kahit sa Pilipinas, we're safe kasi I'm not saying that totally we're safe because we still have the pandemic. But, having Afghanistan, having the pandemic and the war, dalawang perwisyo yun sa kanila. And then, just the total news blackout. Wala tayong maririnig, wala tayong malalaman. And then next time around, iba na yung magiging dynamic sa Afghanistan. So, we really don't know what's going to happen.
Yes, correct, Mare. And of course, shoutout natin ang ating kauna-unang viewers sa Facebook. Kauna-unang talagang, nag-comment. Ayan, si Daisy Sanchez sa Oman. Hello, Pilipino sa Oman. Mabuhay po kayo. Hi, Daisy. Thank you for watching. Ayan, kung may mga pa-shoutout kayo, ayan, habang maaga, ilagay nyo na, isulat nyo na, i-type nyo dyan sa ating comment box. Nang sa ganon ay mabati namin, ma-shoutout natin maya-maya. Kasi minsan yung iba late na nag-shoutout, so nami-miss natin, Mare. Kaya, yun, habang maaga, sinasabi ko na.
Habol kayo, pasok kayo.
Correct, Mare. At, of course, Mare, eto na mga kaibigan, mga suki, next week. Ayan, siyempre, ang Sari-Sara magkakaroon na ng season finale. Ayan, so,
yung kapag sinabi natin finale, baka iisipin ng iba, wala na tayong Sari-Sara.
Tuloy-tuloy pa rin, magpapahinga lang ng mga ilang weeks ang Sari-Sara dahil magpo-focus tayo, may launch po tayong bagong programa. At yun po ay ang Kumusta Kabayan. Alay natin sa ating mga kababayang OFW at mga migrants Pinoy. Kaya po, abangan niyo po yung September 8, magiging Wednesday, Wednesday to Wednesday, 9 p.m. every day, every week po yan. Every week. Every Wednesday pala. Talaga. So, abangan niyo po yun. September 8 yung ating launching. Pero, kahit tulad na nabanggit ko kanina, sa next Saturday, magkakaroon po ng season finale ang Sari-Sara. Magpapahinga tayo for ilang weeks. Pero magre-resume po ang Sari-Sara sa panibagong platform naman. Bagong team naman na Sari-Sara. So, abangan niyo po ano ang inihanda. Platform. Yes, na inihanda namin sa inyo for Sari-Sara. Ayun, hanggang inisip ko pa.
Ito yung surprise. Ito yung surprise natin sa ating mga audience sa Philippines. Sa Philippines
yes. Eto, sa Pilipinas, basta may GCash. Next week, samahan niyo po kami. Sumali kayo sa, siyempre may kunting pakulo tayo, no? Mare, para naman pasalamat natin sa mga audience natin na talagang for 2 years.
Mamimigay ka ng 300. Sabi ko dito, ay,
hindi,
ako.
$300 po, Mare.
Sabi ko, Mare,
sasali na ako.
Sasali ako.
Sasali din ako. Well, hindi, siyempre. May mga
Nako,
pa-premyo po
only
tayo
in the Philippines.
next year to win. Next week. Ayan. Oo. At least pang-load man lang, pambili ng kung ano. So, abangan niyo po yan next week. No? Samahan niyo po. Basta may GCash kayo, ayan, pwede kayong sumama sa ating pakulo pa, ating papremyo. Ano. Kaya, Mari, mag-isip ka na nung pwede natin mga questions. Di ba? Ayan, mga kaibigan. So, yan po mga kaibigan. Of course, gusto nating batiin ang ating kaibigan na si Direk Oscar De Jesus Yema. Hello. Ayan. So,
hi, Direk!
Supportan po natin yung project nila. Yung pong Hamon ng Mundo, napakaganda ng awitin po yun. Mag-download po kayo. Direct, ano po ulit, pakitype na direct yung website ng ma-announce namin dito. Napunta lang po kayo sa website nito, may bibigay po namin at i-download nyo yung kanta po ni JC Santos o di kay Yen Constantino na Hamon ng Mundo para maging, anong tawag nun, supporter po kayo ng bagong, napakagandang project na ginagawa po nila Direct Oscar. So yan po mga kaibigan. Hello po again, maraming salamat sa inyong suporta. At mga kaibigan, sa pagbabalik po ng Sari-Sara, makakasama na po natin ang ating napaka-special guest at yung po ay si Jenny Rae Le Roux. Saya, kilalanin natin siya. Siya po ay tumatakbong bilang governor ng California. Yan po mga kaibigan, sa pagbabalik po ng Sari-Sara, dito lamang sa PHLV Radio.
Just like a friend from back home.
This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio.
PHLV Radio.
Mga kaibigan, mga suki, nagbabalik po ang Sari-Sara dito lamang sa PHLV Radio. At syempre po, live na live pa rin po tayo sa ating Facebook page ng PHLV Radio. Ayan, i-follow nyo na po kung hindi pa kayo naka-follow. At syempre po, napapanood din po tayo ng live sa YouTube channel natin sa PHLV Radio at napapakinggan sa ating PHLV Radio app, mga kaibigan. At maaari nyo rin po kami mapanood sa Amazon Fire TV, mga kaibigan, mga suki. Kaya i-share nyo na po ang ating mga programa. Kung mayroon po kami mga kamag-anak, kapamilya, kabarkada, kaibigan na nasa California, abay i-share nyo po ang ating programa. Nang sa ganun ay makilala po nila ang ating special guest ngayong araw na ito. Again, siya po ay tumatakbong governor dito po sa California at ang election po ay, ang recall election will be on September 14, mga kaibigan. Ako natanggap po na yung aking balota. Ito na po. So, ayan. So,
ito yung ballpen, Mare?
Ayan. Ayan yung balota ko. So, boboto na po ako. Ang ay 46 po, no? At yan po sa 46 na yan, 24 ang Republicans at isa po ang ating special guest doon sa mga Republicans na tumatakbo. Kaya ito na po, ipakikilala po natin siya. Isa po siyang nanay, mother. She's a mother and a businesswoman. So let us welcome for the first time here in our program, Sari-Sara, Miss Jenny Rae Le Roux. Hello, Miss Rae. Thank you for being available and gracing our program.
I'm so excited to be here and to share my hope and my vision for California.
Oh, thank you so much. Again, this is with me is my co-host for tonight, Miss Betsy. She's also from California and somewhere in LA. So again, thank you. And Miss Jenny, I know our viewers and listeners want to know you more. Who is Jenny Rae Le Roux?
Well, I'm a high achiever and also a little bit of a wild woman. I'll share a little bit about both.
Okay.
Adventurous.
Exactly. So I graduated at the top of my high school class, top of my college class, top of my MBA class at Columbia Business School in the Ivy League. But after I finished college, I shaved my head and I traveled around the world for a year. And when I moved to the United States to take a job at a top company, Bain & Company, I sailed across the Atlantic Ocean and on a sailboat with just 3 other people for 2 months. And my husband and I run a company, but we also live on a big farm, a 181-acre farm. And so I love innovation and accomplishment. I want to see the state of California fixed, growing, improving. That's what I do in my business life. But I love this state because of the spirit of possibility that's here. And I'm driven by that risk and adventure. So I want to free California to live, work, and breathe again.
Wow,
that's
so
nice
much.
to know. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice to know, Miss Jenny. And then since you were telling and sharing to the audience and the listeners that you're an adventurous person, now I want to tackle an issue which is technically happening now in California, especially when you talk about unemployment, healthcare, and education. What can we expect from Miss Jenny in terms of this? Because this is a very, very timely issue here in California, especially unemployment.
Yeah, I mean, look, we have both a broken unemployment agency, the EDD, in California that has lost, for some expectations, $30 billion in the last year, which is just an enormous amount of money. We could have repaved every road in California for that amount of money. But they lost it because of poor practices and bad technology. So I'm going to fix that. But also we have extended unemployment here right now that is largely keeping people out of jobs. In fact, I went into a nail salon today. I don't know if you can see, I didn't get my nails done because because they said, look, we can't get anyone to come to work because they're making more money on unemployment. So we have to wait until the unemployment runs out to run our business again. And that's a really big problem. So I'd have a 30-day phase out of extended unemployment benefits as well. And what we need in California is a thriving work culture, a place where businesses want to build, but they need to be able to hire the staff that they need to get that.
Yeah, I agree that the staff should be also more competitive, and
Yes.
you know, we talk about the quality of working in terms of education and healthcare. I mean, when we talk about healthcare right now, I
Yeah.
mean, it's been a problem. The pandemic has been a problem all over the world, and even
Sure.
here in California. So in terms of healthcare, how do you see healthcare and education?
Well, for healthcare, I think that I have a better plan for COVID than Gavin Newsom is using right now. But
Okay.
one of the things that there's three parts of COVID prevention. One is making sure that people don't get COVID. Two is making sure that when they do, they're tested quickly, and three is that they're treated well. And what we've been focused on entirely is prevention, using really firm, strict lockdowns. And people just don't trust the government right now because they've told them some truth and some lies, and they don't know what the difference is. So we need to maintain people's freedom to reestablish that trust, but we need to focus on faster testing. We need every test in California for COVID to come back in less than 24 hours so that people know whether or not they have COVID or not. And right now it can take 3 to 4 days, which by that point you've infected, who knows, right? Hundreds of people potentially. So I think that we can focus on maintaining our liberty, but actually fixing where the real problems are in healthcare. And COVID is an example of that. Something else you talked about was just in terms of yeah, exactly, for education. So I have 3 boys in school. They're 9, 5, and 2. The 2-year-old isn't in school yet, although he gets his backpack on every morning. He's sure that one day he will get himself out to school.
He's excited, huh?
He's excited. He's watching his brothers. But when my kids go to school, I want to know that they're getting the best possible education in a safe environment. Those are the things that we want for our kids. And what we don't have in California is the best possible education. We have the 40th ranked schools in the country. I mean, that's terrible for the largest economy, a growing state, right? We need top level talent coming out of our schools, and we need to really train the workforce of the future with engineering, STEM, and vocational curriculum. And we also need to make sure that our kids are safe from crazy curriculum, which does not give us those top performance scores. So yeah, those are some of the things I think about for education. I want to focus on curriculum in my first year and school choice after that.
Okay, wow. So, Miss Rae, because I have a friend. I mentioned to her that you will be in my program, and she wants to know what is your views in regards of abortion.
To abortion? Yeah, I'm pro-life. I've actually had 5 pregnancies. 2 of them ended in miscarriage. And I was kind of surprised when I was really sad after losing the babies. People would ask me, they would say, it was really short. You shouldn't grieve. You'll get over it, right? You'll be fine after a while. And I just, more than I think I had ever recognized before, I realized those were lives. We actually abort about 200,000 babies in California. Almost 30% of our pregnancies in California end in abortion. But I have creative ways to address that. Right now, we tell women, especially teen moms, we tell them, if you get pregnant, you can't finish high school. And you know what? They can. Because last year for COVID, we just made a way for everyone to complete high school remotely. And so we need to think about new programs and new ways to support moms, to encourage them about the future, to remind them that they don't have to choose between a career and a child. And we need a lot of support, both from a messaging perspective and from local government, state government, churches, and more.
And Miss Rae, and what's happening right now? There's a pandemic all over the world. I'm struggling with it, and then here it comes regarding the Afghanistan's um, uh, what's happening now in Afghanistan. I would like to ask you personally, what's your thoughts and about what's happening in Afghanistan, and what's your thoughts about how the administration now handle it?
Yeah. Well, look, I don't think that any of us have full information from the administration, but I do know that we expect two main things of America. One is that we keep our word. So when we say we're going to do something, we do it. And that's really right now, the crisis that we see unfolding is when America doesn't keep its word, or it falters when it's trying to keep its word. So there's just no question in my mind. We have to keep our word when we say we're going to do something. And the second thing that we're seeing is what happens when we operate without a plan. And actually, I think those are two of the reasons why Gavin Newsom is being recalled in California, is that he's not doing what he said he would do. And even his constituents, even Democrats that voted for him or independents that voted for him, see that he will not do what he said he will do. But also what they're seeing and what they're noticing is that he doesn't have a plan. Right? His only plan is to spend more money. And we need better plans from our leaders right now. So that's what we need, a plan and to keep our word.
Thank you. And of course, Miss Rae, in regards of vaccination, because I have a lot of friends, especially Christian friends, doesn't believe in vaccination and don't want to be vaccinated. Me personally, and my husband, we are already vaccinated. But what is your stand about making it mandatory, the vaccination? What's your stand about it?
Look, the vaccination, making it mandatory from the government level doesn't make sense. I'm also vaccinated. I support the vaccine, but there are a lot of people that I know that aren't, that had COVID, have natural immunity to COVID, that don't want to get the vaccine for many other reasons. And so I would just encourage everyone to talk to your doctor and make a choice. And I will preserve freedom for Californians to make that choice. We actually have about 80% of people in California that are eligible for the vaccine that have taken at least one dose. That's a really high percentage. And so to force people that are uncomfortable with the vaccine will just cause them to leave the state. That means nurses, teachers, firefighters will be leaving California. So again, vaccine mandates, I just am a no on that. But I do encourage people to go to their doctor. I think some of the data that we're seeing from the Delta variant right now is showing that the vaccine is saving people's lives. And so it's worth having a conversation with your doctor about it.
Wow. Thank you so much, Miss Rae. And Mari, do you still have a question for
Yes,
Miss Rae?
In addition, I'd also like to ask, because knowing California, we've been experiencing mass shootings. It's really an issue. Like I mean, even me, if that's gonna happen in the school of my daughter, that's gonna be scary on my side. So do you think we should do some or add new gun restriction for this, Miss Rae? Because I know it's easy for us to access guns. It's easy for us to buy guns everywhere. So do you think we need a new restriction for this to avoid things, because it's been an issue in California?
Yeah, what we've seen is that actually the increase in gun violence is coming from suicides almost exclusively in California, which is super sad, but it's different than a gun issue. We actually already have a 10-day waiting period. So somebody who wakes up one morning and decides to shoot people the next day can't get a gun. They have to actually, wait during that period. So right now, California has the most restrictive gun laws, but we have people that have serious mental illness issues. And that's actually what we should really be addressing. So I don't support new gun restrictions. I have advisors that are law enforcement on my team. And I asked them, I said, how do we fix this? And they said, look, here's the problem. The people that are doing the things that are crazy that everybody's worried about, they can get guns no matter what. They can buy them, on the black market. What we're only doing by creating gun laws is making people feel safer, but not making them actually safer. And so I really, when it comes to a question like that, I think that law enforcement is an important place to trust. And we have to look at numbers and policy from other places. So I don't want an increase in gun violence, but increasing gun restrictions actually is not the way to get there.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much, Miss Rae. And then my last question, Miss Rae. Can you ever, with all your principles and your advocacy, why would we vote for Miss Jenny Rae?
Well, I think I have a couple of good reasons. Number one, I've run businesses and organizations, and from day one, I will know what to do in the governor's office because this is an executive role, and I'm coming in as an executive. But more importantly, other than just knowing what to do, how to read the data, how to solve the problems, how to deploy people to do that, I actually have a heart of service for the state of California. And so, last night I got into a car accident. And at the end of the night, the person that was in the car accident with us, it wasn't a bad accident, thank heavens. We went and got tacos together.
Okay.
And he just said, and there were probably 100 people in this restaurant. It was 11 o'clock. There was karaoke that was happening. And he just said, from the moment that I met you, I knew that you cared more deeply about me than other people that I've met. And that actually matters. It matters right now more than ever. It matters that the people that are leading us care, not about themselves, but about the people that they're serving. And this is the choice of a harder life for me. I was already basically retired, living really great. And I want to lay down my life to build the future in California that I want. So I think we're looking for those two things, the ability to lead well, but also the character to be able to serve. And so I will continue to demonstrate that in the campaign, and I hope to earn your votes, the votes of people that are listening, and even more than that, right? I have just thousands of supporters, financial supporters and volunteers, because that's what they want in California. They want the future that I can provide, and they want it to come through somebody with a character that they admire.
Thank you so much.
It's a challenge, but I'm working. Yes, I'm working continuously on it. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Miss Rae. And part of our program, Miss Rae, is we have a segment called Mahiwagang Tanong in English. Mare.
Magical question, and it needs a magical answer.
Okay, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Miss Jenny Rae, after your answer, you have to wave your hand like Miss Universe. There you go.
So I have a few questions here, and I will, choose which question that we will ask you. And the first question.
Only one.
She's gonna ask you
a few.
Don't worry.
A few questions.
I told you I like adventure. This is fun for me.
Okay, good. Okay, first question, Miss Rae. If you could choose to do anything for a day, what would it be?
Be the governor of California.
Yeah, being a governor.
Okay. Next question, Miss Rae. Which would you rather do? Wash dishes, mow the lawn, clean the bathroom, or vacuum the house?
Ooh, wash dishes all the time.
Okay, thank you. And next question.
My lawn is 181 acres. It's too big.
Oh, no, that's too big for you. That's too huge for you, Miss Rae. You're not gonna finish it in one day.
I know. And next question, Miss Rae. What is your proudest accomplishment?
I'm raising really good kids. And it's the quiet nights, the small adjustments, the patient care that really makes a difference for that. So it's something that you can only see the fruit of after a long time. That's why I'm proud of my kids.
Very true.
Oh, wow, being a mother. Yeah.
Being a mother.
And next question, Ms. Rae, what makes you laugh the most?
My husband laughs at the trailers of movies. He's the only person in the movie theater that's laughing when the trailers are on. And I don't laugh at the trailers, but I laugh at him laughing. It really makes me giggle.
Oh my.
Here's come the last question, is Ray. Who is your hero?
Oh, I have too many, but okay, let me pick one. I would say Walt Disney.
Why? Why
Mm.
Walt
Walt
Disney?
Walt Disney created a world that no one could see, and it was full of joy.
Mhm.
And so like there are a lot of people who have created worlds like that, but they're often battles or there's something dark about them. And I just love that he
Mm-hmm.
processed human emotion through magic. And what he created has left a legacy that I believe will continue for many generations. And you know, I think of myself as the kind of person who wants to build what other people haven't yet seen. And I walked into a rental house a while ago when we first bought it, and my friend said, we have no vision for this. We can't see it. And I took them back at the end and I said, see what we did with it. And I feel like a business can be like that. Even a friendship, but especially something like the state of California. I just want to show people what's possible, and that's what Walt Disney did. That's why I admire him.
Oh my God. That was a nice answer, Miss Jenny Rae.
So, Miss Ray, I would like to ask you, who and what convinced you to run for governor?
Well, last year at the beginning of March, I started following everything that Gavin Newsom was doing. I began to pray for him and pray for California. I began to follow other governors as we were walking through the pandemic together. And I really think that he made the right decision to call a pause at the beginning of the pandemic. But then after that, I was grieved by his choices because I discovered that in our school, my son's school, that there were children ages 5, 6, even 7 years old that were home alone during the pandemic because school was out and their parents were usually single moms who were essential workers. And a 5-year-old at home alone is a broken policy, right?
Very true. Very true.
And so I just thought, you know, I really began to investigate Newsom's ways, the things that he was thinking about, and like leading through a crisis is not easy. It doesn't matter who you are, but I think he lost his values for people in the crisis. And even the end, that when he said the end of the pandemic was, he didn't tell us it will be when a certain number of cases come. So he's broken the trust of people in our state because he hasn't demonstrated a plan and he hasn't kept his word. And the people that have been the most hurt are the business owners, the most vulnerable, the kids. And so I just started to say, somebody should do something about this, which is the most dangerous thing you can ever say, right? Somebody should do something about this. Often will mean that you've recognized that something should happen and maybe it should be you. And so I just started to look for someone else that I could support and get behind. And I didn't feel like they had the characteristics that I was looking for: strong character and a good plan, right? And so I kept just watching and waiting for something to happen. And ultimately, I really believe that this is an urgent election for the future of our state. I didn't think that we could wait until 10 more years from now. And I started to get some political advice from people that have won campaigns nationally. And they said, look, you're a political outsider. Nothing is going to change for you in the next 10 years, but everything will change for California. It will be in such a worse place. If you try to wait, and if other good people wait, you should get into the race now. And so I prayed about it, and I really felt like it would require all of my courage, but it was the right thing to do for me and my family.
Wow, thank you so much, Ms. Ray. And last question: what's your stance about illegal immigrants?
Yeah, we need to secure our border. We have twice as many people coming across the border right now, many without a COVID test. Only 5% appear at a hearing that's scheduled. We have really broken processes at our border. And one of the craziest things about it is that we also have in the United States these incredible immigrants that were undocumented when they came in, but are working and valuable workers for our construction industry, and for our farming industry. And so we actually need both. We need a secure border first. That will be done by adding staffing at the border. And right now, the unemployment that we talked about right at the beginning of the call, the Border Patrol has said that's their key issue. People are making too much on unemployment and they don't want to do those jobs. So we can get our borders staffed up. We actually could complete our wall at the southern border. We have a budget surplus in California right now, and there is a partial wall in California, but that would help us in the future with staffing. But we also need a pathway to citizenship for the people who are working, who could get sponsored by an employer, who are really valuable to our businesses. And right now, it's like a tug of war where there's a place in the middle where we can fix this problem. So yeah, immigration is a crisis that we have right now. And as one of the border states, it will be my responsibility to manage it and manage it well.
Thank you so much, Ms. Rae. That's a wonderful answer. And Ms. Rae, we would like to give you this time to convince, talk to our viewers and listeners to vote for you this coming September 14th.
I will say that this is an exciting opportunity, a historic election to vote yes on the recall to remove Gavin Newsom. And then you can pick whoever you want for a question too. I'm a top fundraiser. I have a full professional team, and we are gathering votes from every corner of the state of California. So if you want to fund the campaign to help us gather those votes, we would love it. If you want to vote for me, please do, but also vote and tell 10 friends. This is the kind of election where a lot of people don't even know that the election is happening. And so everybody's voice really matters in this election. So yeah, I'll serve you. I'll serve you with my whole heart, and my plans will lead us to thrive in California. So I encourage you to vote and to vote for me on September 14th.
Yes, thank you so much, Miss Jenny Rae Le Roux. Did I pronounce it right? Le Roux?
That's perfect. Yeah, Jenny Rae Le Roux, like kangaroo.
Le Roux. Oh, okay.
Jenny Rae Le Roux.
Le Roux.
I should let everybody know how you can reach me. So you can reach me at jennyrayca.com. You can also reach me. Jenny Rae CA is my handle for TikTok, for Instagram, for Facebook, and for Twitter. And we also have a really active YouTube channel. If you write us on the website, we will respond within 24 hours. And so you can also write hello at jennyrayca.com. So I would love to hear from you. I'd be honored to have your vote, and I would love to serve you as the next governor of California, and actually the first female governor of California too.
Yes. Amen. Thank you so much again, Ms. Jenny Rae. And of course, mga kaibigan, again, sa September 14 na po yung election. At ito po, ako po, natanggap ko na po yung balota ko. So kung meron po kayong, kung may natanggap po kayong balota, ganito po yun. Ayan. So buksan niyo po yan. At makikita.
And then what number? What number?
Walang number siya, Marce. Walang number siya.
Walang number nakalagay. Okay, yeah. Oo nga pala.
Sa pangatlong may line. Mga pangatlong line. So nasa pangatlo siya, nakahilera siya sa pangatlo, mga kaibigan. So kailangan bilugan nyo kung ano yung pangalan na gusto nyong iboto. Ito again, mga kaibigan, ito na po yung pagkakataon. No? Alam ko marami sa ating mga kababayan na hindi masaya sa nangyayari ngayon sa California, how kung paano i-handle yung California, yung ang dami mga issue, mga kaibigan. So ito na po yung pagkakataon na magkaroon tayo ng pagkakataon na pumili kung sino po yung gusto nating iboto o ilagay o mamahala sa California. So pagkagamitin po natin wisely yung pong ating vote, mga kaibigan. Isang boto yan, pero mahalaga po yan, mga kaibigan. Again, nandito po siya, si Jenny Rae Le Roux.
Exactly.
Okay,
Jenny Rae Le Roux.
Perfect. Le Roux. Nasa pangatlong line siya. Nasa pangatlo po siya. So yung po, mga kaibigan, kailangan nating gawin. Ngayon, kung hindi niyo pa po natatanggap yung ballot box niyo po, ballot niyo po, mga kaibigan, pwede po kayong pumunta sa mga
post office.
Oo.
Pwede rin sa
At
mga post office natin, Mare.
yes. Oh, yun. At i-request yun, no, mga kaibigan. Or pwede po kayo, mayroong personal voting site, mga kaibigan, na pwede kayong pumunta doon para mag-vote personally. Pero kung
Yes, oo.
prefer
Para
niyo po
bigyan din natin
yung
yung ng overview yung mga audience natin sa Philippines. Miss Ray, allow me to give an overview how election is going here in United States because it's way different from our country in the Philippines. So normally po yung ating election dito po ay pinapadalhan lang ho kami ng ballot. The ballot sheet. At ang ginagawa lang ho namin yan is we have two options. It's either we go to the voting site, ipapasok lang ho yan sa machine, or either way, imi-mail lang ho namin balik sa post office. And then normally po, yung result ng aming election dito sa Amerika, kinabukasan malalaman na po natin kung sino ang mananalo as governor or as president, yung nangyari dati. So, ganun po election, ganun po kabilis yung election namin dito. So, yung mga ballot sheet namin, either we just mail it back to the post office or just drop it in the post office or we go to the voting site. But for now, because it's COVID, so I'm sure everybody would be just dropping it off sa post office. So, Miss Ray, I was just explaining how our voting system is going here.
At of course, mga suki, mga kaibigan, dito po sa harap, napaka-importante po ito na sasagutan nyo, no? Yung nakalagay po dito, shall Gavin Newsom be recalled or removed from the office of governor?
Ano mo sa kamo, Mars, kasi medyo nawawala siya. Nawawala yung sheet. Ayun.
Okay. Hindi, basta meron ditong question, mga kaibigan, na napakahalaga na kailangan sagutin nyo, yes or no. At dito, question, shall Gavin Newsom be recalled, removed from the office of governor? So, kailangan po, mga kaibigan, yung sagot ni dito dahil nakasalalay po dito kung siya ba ay dapat ma-recall or ma-remove or tuloy-tuloy pa rin siya. So, kung hindi niyo ito masasagot, mga kaibigan, sayang. So nakasalalay din dito. So of course kung sagot niyo is yes and then pumili na kayo dito sa mga kung gusto niyo pong iboboto. So yan po, mga kaibigan, again, napakahalaga po, September 14 na po yung election, governor recall election. So kaya po, mga kaibigan, again, bumoto tayo, i-practice natin po, no? Isang boto mo, mahalaga yan. So yan po, mga kaibigan. Again, mga kaibigan, thank you so much, Miss Jenny Rae. Thank you so much for your time and God bless you. We will pray for you. For
She's
God.
waving.
Yeah, thank you so much again. And of course, Mare, bago tayo magpaalam, any words of encouragement?
Yeah.
Paunay mo. Sige, ikaw muna.
Yeah, before I forget nga pala, I don't know, Mars, kung naipadala natin kay Direct
yeah.
Yeah.
Nakalimutan ko i-remind siya. Sorry. Ipopost
No
ko.
problem. Ipopost.
Pero na-send ko sa kanya, na-send ko kay Kuya Ray. Kuya Ray tuloy. Kuya Yo sa Messenger yung program.
Yun.
But
Ito na, babasahin ko na lang po.
Sige.
It's going to be the 11th biennial convention of the Philippine Society for Development and Behavioral Pediatrics on September 8 and 9. Yung last registration po natin would be on August 31. All you have to do is to check psdbp2021.com. Again, psdbp2021.com. The last day of registration would be on August 31st. And the 11th Biennial Convention of the Philippine Society for Development and Behavioral Pediatrics is happening on September 8 and 9. Or you follow and check happydoc_ph. This is for Dr. Chris Cusi. And then yung DevPed po, they have a new episode. And then you could also follow Dr. Anna Christine Cusi on Facebook. And hi to Doc. She's watching right now.
Hi, Doc!
To Baba Honey of Cebu. Ayun.
Ayan, abangan niyo po si Doc kasi Maring Betsy sa Kumares. Schedule po natin. Ayan, nahabol ni Kuya Yo.
Ayun, nahabol. Babasahin natin.
Thank you so much, Kuya Yo. Ayan. Ayan po yung upcoming events po ni Maring Betsy. Kaya supportahan po natin September 8 and 9.
Magkita-kita tayo. Ayun. It's the 11th Biennial Convention of the Philippine Society of Development and Behavioral Pediatrics. Ayun, basa ko ng basa eh. So convention po yan ng September 8 and 9. Sasali ako. So magkita-kita tayo doon with the theme Growing Up During the Pandemic.
Ayan. Thank you so much, Mare. Thank you, Mare. For your time. Again, mga kaibigan, next week, samahan niyo po kami sa season finale po ng Sari Sara. May mga mga promo talaga, mga premyo po tayo, mga kaibigan, para sa Pilipinas. Basta may GCash. Ayan, welcome to Mare. Ipang-load din po yun. Kaya abangan niyo po. Next week, samahan niyo po kami. Dito lamang, siyempre sa PHLV Radio at the same time. Mga kaibigan, mga kasama po natin lahat. O halos lahat actually ng mga naging guest co-host ko dito sa Sari Sara, no? At syempre again may mga papremyo tayo. Ayan, so abangan niyo po 'yon and suportahan niyo po, abangan niyo po September 8. Yung kung kumusta ka bayan, kung may mga kababayan ka o kapamilya, kabangkada ka, mga anak o tatay o kapamilya ka mag-anak na isang OFW. Ayan, marami tayong mga correspondents, no, sa iba't ibang bansa, mga kaibigan. So abangan niyo po 'yan. September 8 po, Wednesday po 'yung, bali Thursday diyan sa Pilipinas ng 12 o'clock. Bali Wednesday ng 9 o'clock ng gabi naman po dito sa California. At makakasama natin ang co-host ko po doon ay si Kuya Louie Roa. Ayan, siya po ang ating makakatandem doon. Kumusta ka bayan? Hindi ka nag-isa. Ayan. And shout out, of course, kay Pastora Lenny Quasito Butchal. Ayan, kahit busy-busy sila sa Sunday service nila. Ayan, nakapanood pa rin. Thank you, Pastora, supporter, prayer warriors natin, intercessor. Ayan, thank you so much. Sila mag-asawa, si Pastor Olan also. And Judith De Leon. Ayan. Good morning, Sarah, sabi niya, I'm from Philippines. Hello po sa iyo. Maraming salamat. Next week, sumasama ka, sis. Dahil may mga papremyo tayo next week. Of course, thank you, Pastora, for tagging your friends. And si Malupa Pardilla Lansin, sabi niya, hello, watching from Manila. Thank you so much for watching. At yung mga kababayan natin dyan. Again, kung may mga kamag-anak kayo sa California, please pakisend sa kanila itong program natin. Pakitag sila nang sa ganun ay makilala nila yung ating special guest kanina, si Miss Jenny Rae Jenny Rae Le Roux. Oo, okay. Ayan. Oo. Ayan. Tandaan niyo na naman yung sa Star Wars si Ray. Pinagpawisan ako Oo. Ayan, maraming salamat, mga kaibigan. Again, kaibigan, September 14 na po yung election for governor dito sa California. Yeah. Kaya boto-boto po tayo, mga kaibigan. Ayan. Ay, maraming salamat, Kuya Yo. And, ayan, congratulations kay Brudong Takbong, yung Brudong's Helping Hand sa kanilang fundraising concert kanina. Ayan, kay Pastor Edward Granadosin at siyempre si Adam Puzava. Ayan, yung nagkasama natin last week sila. Kanina yung concert niya. Congratulations and God bless you. Maraming salamat ulit. Next week magsama tayo. Of course, si Celia Pansi makakasama natin. At yung iba pa, si Burudong makakasama natin next week sa ating finale o season finale ng Sari Sara. Again, September 8, kumusta ka bayan? Ayan. Thursday po bali dyan. September 9 dyan sa Pilipinas. Thursday, 12 o'clock po ng tanghali. So, samahan niyo po kami sa aming, anong tawag nun? Pilot episode launching ng Kumusta Ka Bayan.
Tama.
Maraming salamat again, Kuya Yo, and of course Ate Flora at sa lahat po ng mga kaibigan natin sa PHLV Radio. Thank you so much for your support and prayers. Maraming salamat and God bless us all. Alam niyo po, mga kaibigan, susunod na po ang Oras ng Panalangin. Makakasama po natin sino yung makakasama natin? Makakasama natin si Pastor. Nakalimutan ko sino yung pastor na Ayan. Susunod, Pastor Rolly Solares. Ayan, siya po ang ating partner sa Gel Ministry sa Cavite. Ayan. Mag-share po siya sa atin. Thank you, Kuya Yo. Talaga naman. Ang galing ni Kuya. Ayan, susunod na po, Oras ng Panalangin, mga kaibigan. At mga kaibigan, mga asuki, hindi ko alam kung anong pinagdadaan nyo, mga trials, mga pagsubok, sa buhay, at minsan hindi po natin maiwasan talaga yung, but gusto ko lang pong iiwan sa inyo ang isang salitang magpakatatag ka. Maraming salamat po. God bless us all. Thank you so much.
Ingat! Ingat kayong lahat!
Just like a friend from back home.
This is your Filipino radio experience in Las Vegas. PHLV Radio.